Welcome to Venator Chronicles Podcast. I'm Ethan Taylor.
And I'm Dustin Jelly.
Our hope is to inspire new and old hunters alike.
We hope you can join us on this journey of lessons that we have, are, and will learn through the world of hunting.
Just hit the dang button.
Yeah, hit record. Otherwise, we'll lose all the gold.
Yeah.
When we'll start talking. It'll be lame.
That's like your philosophy on recording.
Just hit the button.
Just hit the button, or we lose the gold.
It's true.
Lose the booty,
Well,
as pirates say.
although that kind of booty. Oh,
I'm gonna let that one sit where it's at. I have more to say, but I'll just hold it. Well, good morning.
It is way too early.
It is way too early, but here we are.
Yes.
I was a little surprised that you were you're gonna be up for it this morning.
Well, it's
I
really the
appreciate
only
it.
time that would work.
Yeah, that's true. It
So,
was flip floppy.
I don't know why I did.
Call me John Kerry. I was flip flopping. I was all over the place, waffling on you.
After like 2 weeks of ignoring me. So,
Is where we're getting into that.
yeah. I felt ignored, abandoned, brought up a lot of deep issues.
A lot of
Starting to seek,
childhood trauma.
starting to seek counseling.
It's been what's funny is like it's been a crazy 2 weeks, but I don't even know what happened in 2
I don't
weeks.
know.
But I was glad I made it up for your birthday.
Oh, that was fun.
That was legit. Yeah.
After you drank all my whiskey, my birthday whiskey.
I wouldn't say all of it.
No.
You hit the good stuff, so you're good. Well, your version of good stuff anyway.
Yeah, well, it was funny. I was talking to my wife about this. Is other than that bottle of Proper 12, everybody else brought me scotch. Now, don't get me wrong. I do like scotch, but I tend to prefer bourbon. Like, I'm actually a bourbon guy.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
But everybody, including my wife, bought me a bottle of scotch for my birthday. I'm like, where's this coming from? Like, I'm not complaining, but clearly people don't know me well enough.
Diversify. That's all it's about.
Must be.
Diversification.
Yeah, I just thought it was ironic, but it was still a good irony.
Yeah, that is funny.
I still enjoyed them.
Yeah.
Still drank them.
Yeah. So, hot take: Are we done with COVID, or is that too hot of a one to run on this?
I was done with COVID after week 1. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so definitely ready to get back to normal.
Yeah.
Not the new normal either. I hate that phrase.
The new normal.
Yeah. It's like, oh, by that you mean wearing face masks for no good reason.
Undetermined amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like halfway wearing face masks and halfway implementing some weird PPE sort of standard where it does actually nothing for you in the long run. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we'll leave that topic alone.
Yeah. We'll start a political podcast after this.
Yes. BCP goes politics.
Dude, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, how tasty the cigar is. So, how's yours?
It's good.
You enjoying it?
Yeah, it's smooth.
Good.
You know me, I'm not into the harsh ones.
No. So I don't know why we're friends. Because I'm
right.
anything but smooth.
Yeah. I bring the smooth to your harshness, and you bring the edge to my softness, so we're good there.
Yeah, Chris Hart to your Dwayne Johnson.
Got him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I might have made a reference to us being basically the white version of Chris Hart and Dwayne Johnson, and you came back with, "Oh, I've never been referred to as Dwayne Johnson."
It's so good. It's so good. At least sent the
Then I had to send the Chris Hart meme.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
In which I saw the resemblance that you were talking about for yourself. So
Yes.
it was good.
Yeah.
It made sense to me.
Short and
Sense to
feisty.
me. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, man, we took a whole extra week off after all the COVID.
We did. It
lockdown
was just,
episodes.
had to recover from all those recording sessions we did, and
Yeah, what a labor.
it was a labor of love, though.
Yeah, no, I liked. I was down with the 1 week. the 1 week timing.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was. It was
wish,
good.
I wish we got paid full time to do this, and I would do it every week.
Yeah,
Contrary to common,
it would be contrary to common belief. We're not getting paid for this.
We're not getting rich.
That may come as a shock.
I know people
come as a shock.
think that we're just rolling in the money that we make off of all of our sponsorships.
Yeah, we more have let's call them partnerships.
Yeah,
because we do have some legitimate, just some people that are at least talking to us.
Yeah,
so that's nice.
That's true.
Because OnX hooked us up.
Yes.
So that was pretty awesome.
Yes.
We haven't talked about that at all,
No,
but there's not too much to say.
No, other
besides
than
just reaching
go
out.
use OnX.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm sure we'll be showing how we use it.
yeah,
Because that has definitely been a game changer.
yeah, absolutely.
So especially when creeping on people and trying to figure out who lives where.
yes, yep. So accurate. Well, we're house shopping, and so it's the same deal. We're like, all right, let's look at this house, and then who lives around it. I hear a neighbor can make all the difference whether you like it or not.
That is very true. That is very true. So, you've kind of in the process of getting some new equipment.
Yeah. As far as for my bow,
Yeah, and
the shotgun.
yeah, you got a new
Yeah,
shotgun.
I got a new shotgun. I know this may come as a shock to people. We do use guns. No, yeah, I bought a Franke Elite 3.5-inch chambered 28-inch barrel.
Did you buy it because it said Elite?
No, I actually bought it. Be legit. I fell in love with the Cerakote job.
Was it First Light?
No, it was Optifade.
Oh,
The Cerakote is
it
like
was Sitka.
What's that?
It was Sitka.
Yeah, I'm in a slow transition.
So, you've already started to transition
Yeah,
even
on
before you
accident.
listen to the podcast.
Yeah, the worst part is
Wow.
I bought a matching sling.
It's like destiny.
Yeah, yeah. No, so it started out. You had some awesome perspective to give me because I was basically I was going to sell a few things, which turned into a lot of things as the need arose. So I was under the so my bow. There's the bear bow I have. It was super loud. We were out shooting one day.
Yeah.
It was super loud.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking it
Way louder than even a normal bear.
I was
bow.
thinking it. I was too ashamed to say it, and then you guys called it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. I noticed. No, and I did, and so I started looking at the limbs really closely, and I saw this little D-lamb right on the edge of the bottom limb, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that's it. And then my heart was just like, oh. So I was like, okay.
No, my bow's broken.
Yeah.
I
Well, the
need a
thing
new
is
bow.
I'm inexperienced, so I don't know how I'm going to take it. Start out
be
taking it
safe.
to extremely cautious and work my way back as I learn. So I was like, all right, well, I'm not shooting it because if that is where the noise is coming from the limbs.
Don't need a bow blowing up.
Yeah. Although when I was talking to the archery shop, he's like, usually when it starts to go, it will just kind of slowly collapse.
Oh, okay.
So, and it'll just kind of like splinter and at that point. But
Gotcha.
anyway, so I thought my bow was done, and so then right away I just started thinking about
Felt life was
options.
over.
I didn't think life was over, but I was like,
You got pretty
definitely
depressed.
Well, I was like, something definitely needs to happen before Bowfest. That's what my gears were turning
Yeah.
because I was like, I need to have something ready to go by Bowfest, and so that's probably where my mind was at. I was a little bummed, but I was also like, if it were any time, now's the time. It's obviously you lose the reps, but
Yeah.
it just seemed like, I wouldn't want it to happen later in the year at all.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was thinking about, started weighing options of buying new limbs and selling the bow and then upgrading the bow from that money, along with something else I'd sell, and just kind of started flip-flopping on that.
And you were all over the place.
I was. And even before the bow was going, I was like, oh, I'm going to, I had planned to sell a few things and buy a shotgun because I'm like, all right, I really want to get into turkey hunting. I want to get into waterfowl and goose hunting. And so I was planning on doing that with the previous item that I was going to sell. And the bow happened, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm not getting the shotgun. Right? That's where my mind went. And so anyway, I brought it to the shop, and he was looking at it. He's like, he's had a lot of experience, and it's like, I've seen this happen quite a bit with Hoyts, where it's just this tiny little piece that up on that very edge or whatever. He's like, never seen it develop into any issues. He's like, I think it's cosmetic. He's like, let me take a look at the bow and see if I can find out where the sound's coming from, if it's something else. And so he did a much closer inspection than I did, and turns out on the site, the housing has a light attached to it on the bottom, and it's plastic, and apparently that had cracked, and like you could just
the housing part or just the plastic light part.
So you have the clear plastic
Yep.
where the why can't I think of the name of those string, like the light up
The fiber optics.
fiber optics, yeah. It was kind of at the base of the light and where those strings are housed inside of. And so maybe I used the wrong terminology, I suppose, for
Gotcha.
housing. But anyway, so that cracked. So all I did was I just took super glue and
Duct
just
tape and
held it on and just this will work. I can't see any pins.
red
but
green it.
yeah, I'm just gonna go instinctual from now on. Can't use my sight.
It's a slow transition.
This would be so bad if I just start shooting bare bow for
might as well just use your fingers too.
Yeah. So anyway, I did that, and the sound had gone away, but it also got me on a kick as far as quieting the bow down, settling, getting the vibration out of the bow, and I should mention
Taming the beast.
Yeah, taming the beast. But to the point of conversations with you is, as I was really stuck on getting a new bow,
Yeah.
you're like, for how much more money you're going to spend? Because I was flip-flopping between a shotgun and a new bow. You're like, for how much more money you're going to spend if you just put some money into your bow, buy some new strings, get some dampeners, obviously fix up whatever little issue that was cracked. You're only a couple $100 into it at that point. And then
It's
buy a shotgun still, and then you got more versatility for the things I want to do. And I was like, yeah, the thing that hit home
That's
was like,
profound.
it was good.
Some days I amaze myself
Yeah.
at the wisdom I give you.
Well, it really was. It really was. I was like, yeah, if I just put a little more into this, and balance it, then I can get the shotgun in. I didn't have a shotgun picked out at the time. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go with a $600 to $800 range for the shotgun, and I'm going to put a few $100, a couple $100, whatever, into the bow. So I did that for the bow, got new strings, and bought some dampeners and all that kind of stuff, and then I started looking for shotguns. And I'm talking to Ben Dvorak because he's out hunting a bit with shotguns, and he's telling me a few different brands that he likes and shotguns he's held and experienced. And I'm like, all right, okay. And he's mentioning Stoeger, and I was like, well, what about this Benelli? Because there's some cheaper pump ones. And he's like, oh, have you ever heard of Franke? And I was like, no. And he's like, well, you should check that out. He's like, it's got a thinner profile, all the things for little girly hands like mine.
Yeah. We both have little girly hands.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, I'll start looking. So I
started a podcast to compensate for little hands.
Yeah, exactly. We shouldn't have done video, so we just sound big.
Yes.
So, so I start looking, and did I go down a wormhole? It was rough. Yeah. So first I started narrowing down.
That's where you and I are a lot alike. Like when we want to buy equipment, we do have a hard time just being like, oh yeah, I'll buy that.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we both tend to be like 2 a.m. in the morning. Like,
Exactly.
So many decisions. My life will.
I need to read reviews.
Yeah, it's
I
like
need
the
to read
Matrix.
reviews. Yeah.
Reviews.
I got
Oh my gosh.
4 screens at work. Just
Spreadsheets.
breaking it down.
Let me explain it to you.
Exactly. So I was looking at Franke, and I was like, yeah, I really like the thin profile, and I like the inertia based on what I'm hearing and seeing, and just cleanability in the field opposed to gas driven. It's a lot more difficult. The inertia driven is actually set up in the front of the Franke.
Yeah.
And so it's really simple, whereas
a lot of other ones set up in the back.
the Benelli is it goes down into the stock.
Yeah.
And so like the bolt carrier group and all that. So, and Ben had kind of briefed me on some of that, so that's why I know about it. But, and then of course I watched videos and did all that stuff.
Got on forums.
Yeah, exactly. And so, And so I was like, okay, yeah, I think the Franke's the right one. I'm going to start looking, and I knew I wanted to do 3.5-inch chamber for turkey and goose, and I'm looking, and I'm looking at the standard black one. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty sweet. I like that. And then I accidentally page a few too many times, and I see this net, like just unreal Cerakote, like dry earth looking one. It's more of a bronze, I'd say,
Okay.
but it's. And then it's got an Optifade Marsh, whatever, camouflage on it.
Oh,
and I was
boy.
like,
I must
that's
have.
sick. Yeah, it has like an oversized charging handle, oversized bolt carrier release, and, like gloves and all that stuff. And
Oh boy.
I fell in love, and I was like, okay, $1,300. I need to sell some more stuff. So then I just started rocking eBay quite a bit, and I was getting more than I paid,
Sell your left nut.
more or equal than what I paid for everything. So I was
Nice.
like, because I get lucky with eBay.
You do get lucky.
I know, it's great. It's unreal.
If anybody needs stuff sold, if you need it sold fast, I'll sell it for you. If you need it sold for maximum price, let Ethan.
Yeah,
I
I've denied offers that you definitely would have been like, take it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, I got 7 days left. And if someone's willing to do it this early on with that, I'm like, yeah, just wait. So anyway, I scraped together the funds for that, and the funds for upgrading the bow a bit. And I got Vapor Trail strings on the bow.
Nice.
Got limb dampeners coming.
Yeah.
So
I'm
yeah.
excited to see how much better it performs.
Yeah. Oh, another interesting thing is
Oh boy.
I should have. Typically, I would let the bow shop put the peep on,
Yeah.
let them put the knock point on. But I'd gone there probably 2-3 times, and they're just not quite as detail-oriented as I wanted to be. And so I'm going to be attempting
Doing
that.
it yourself.
I wouldn't say
Going
myself,
John
but
Dudley.
definitely going to watch some John Dudley and get together with Caleb possibly tomorrow afternoon
Okay.
and try to install those things and hone it to what I
Nice.
need. Yeah. So
So now you got your arrows.
yeah, we got some
So-
new arrows as well. Yeah, that was dope. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that was
dude,
fun.
that's yeah, I'm excited. Oh, I went out and shot. I think it was 175 shells,
You didn't even invite me.
claybirds the other day. Yeah, I know. It was you wouldn't have made it. Trust me. I was only out there for like 2 hours. You wouldn't have liked it.
So sad.
Yeah.
So sad. Again, abandonment issues.
Took me about 75 before I was starting to hit consistently.
Oh my gosh.
From just being able
Why?
to go from like, what do you mean?
Oh, is it?
I haven't shot shotguns in as far as like claybird shooting.
Okay.
I haven't shot shotguns since my brother's, and I wasn't shooting it that often before either. My brother's bachelor party, which is over a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And so, and it's a new shotgun. And so I was just trying to get pulling up and getting like instinctual with it.
Yeah.
And so like after like 75, because I was overthinking it early on and really just like
You
focused-
overthinking?
Accurate.
Sorry.
That's okay. So it took about 75 shells before I really, and I was hitting them before that, but not consistently and not real instinctual. It was like a yeah, no.
Instinctual. There's that word again.
Yeah. And so it was like, I just got to where I was pulling up and just watching the target.
You mean
and
you
just
didn't
pulling the trigger.
buy like a super high end fancy red dot to throw on that sucker?
No, I had to sell that. That was one of the things I sold was a Viper red dot from Vortex. I got full price for it. That's great. Used with like not missing parts, but some of the tools I didn't have in the
how
box.
people buy used things for full price.
It's Florida, man. If that tells you anything.
There we go. There we go.
Actually,
Enough said.
both things I sold on eBay were from.
Oh, man.
They were from Florida. So
That's funny.
yeah.
I've actually kind of been slowly getting back into the firearm business again. Been working on putting together a little hunting rifle set up and kind of.
What are you hunting?
Well, hopefully in a year and a couple odd months, be in Utah next year. Maybe together. Hunting elk.
Possibly.
Hunting elk with our
If nothing
good buddy.
Maybe I can just pack it out for you.
You can be a pack out buddy.
Yeah.
Hunting with our good buddy Chris Peterson
That'd be sweet.
in the
dude.
mountain
That'd be
ranges.
awesome.
So we've been talking about it for a couple years.
How much was that tag?
I think it was only like 500. So
Only.
only.
No, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So definitely would do that with a rifle. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm spending that much money, my wife would probably like me to come back with a good amount of meat.
Yes.
So
Seems fair.
yeah,
Seems fair.
Yeah.
Are you so? I haven't talked too much in detail with him. I don't know if you have. Are you guys like coming back to home base every day, or
No,
is it
we
gonna-
haven't gotten that far in
Okay,
detail.
okay.
It's just
Alright, yeah.
big picture,
We'll
like,
cover
hey,
that. We'll cover that in the
yeah,
future then. Okay.
yeah, just
Maybe
like
just have him on.
yeah,
Heck,
we should.
That'd be sweet.
It would be. So
Yeah, that'd be fun to talk the details on that.
mm-hmm.
Do you know what you're trying to go for between the tag and all the expenses? Or is it
I
developing?
have not even gotten that far.
Okay.
I've literally been like,
Just
hey, let's
commit
do a
to
hunt
a
next
tag.
year. Yeah, we're gonna do a hunt next year.
Yep.
That's as far as we've got.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
We've talked a little bit about, what round to use
Mm-hmm.
and some ammo since he's a very experienced firearms aficionado. And
Yeah, yeah. What does he think
so-
about the 30-06?
30-06.
Yeah, that's what I rock. As far as
What are we, 85?
yeah, we are right now. Here's the thing. When I got that, it was a wedding present. So over 7 years ago. This is before I had my AR. Before I was really into guns. I had pistols, and that was
Yeah.
basically it. And I hadn't really bought any firearms for myself.
Being from Superior,
as far
you
as-
got to rock pistols in the hood.
Wow. Wow. So it was a wedding present from my wife,
Okay.
and I wasn't nearly like as particular as I am now, which is probably for the better at the time.
Yeah.
Because then I at least had something to hunt with.
What kind of rifle is it?
Oh, it's a Ruger American. It was like $500,
Oh, okay.
$550.
Those things are pretty accurate.
Yeah,
Well, at least
well,
the Creedmoor ones are.
Yeah.
Let's say. I don't know about the other models.
Yeah,
That's-
Yeah, so it's Ruger American, and I like the features for what I knew at the time, and it's obviously has a lot of sentimental value, and so not going to be selling that whenever, but
Swap it out for a different Ruger American. She'll never know.
gosh,
And
as long as it's black, it'll be all this show.
Yeah.
Won't see any difference. No, I'm keeping that one.
if you painted it,
yeah. I got a Cerakote job. Why is the stock completely different? Why is the stock of a pistol grip now? So, yeah, that's what I have as far as big bore rifle. Well, World War II gun. I forget what it is, but that was $100.
oh, the like old like Russian.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was like $100. I'm like, can't
Why
have
not?
enough.
Yeah.
Can't have enough. And it's some weird round. I forget what it is now. I haven't looked at it in a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm just disappointed because I ordered a scope for this rifle beginning this week, and in following the tracking, it was supposed to be delivered. Was it Wednesday? And somehow it got sent to Eagan, Minnesota.
What? How?
I don't know.
Oh, like the FFL there?
No, the scope, not
Oh,
the
scope,
rifle.
I'm
I've got
sorry.
the
Whoops.
rifle already.
Okay.
Yeah. The scope. I was like, what the heck? So
Like to an address in Eagan.
yeah, Eagan,
Oh my
and then it
gosh.
got sent back
To the
to the sender.
Yeah.
So not happy.
Oh, that's a bummer.
So yeah, I'm working on getting that fixed. I just ordered a different one. I'm like, screw it.
Are you serious? Yeah. I'm patient.
Yeah.
I'm so patient. Oh, I have to say, it was brutal. My wife was she was happy for me that I was getting the shotgun I wanted and plan on having as an heirloom, just because it was like
an
a
heirloom.
lot of money and just we're gonna keep this forever. Buy once, cry once type of thing. And come to find out, this is so bad.
Oh, boy.
She's been saving for a shotgun for me for my birthday
Oh my
for a long
gosh.
while. Yeah, and so
What a jerk.
I know. I felt super bad.
Pull that rug out from under her.
Yeah. She said she was gonna start talking to you, and I was like, "Don't talk to Dusty. He doesn't know anything about shotguns." And no, but she was gonna. She was like talking to people,
She
and
does
like,
talk to me when she starts asking about like gifts for you.
yeah,
so.
yep. And so that was I was like, "Oh my gosh." She's like, "No, I'm happy you're getting it." She's like, "There's no way I would have had that kind of money." And all that, and I'm like, well, you can just give me the cash. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that.
Put it towards it.
She's like, well, I don't know what else you want. Oh, I'm like, I got a list. I'm like, I got a long
Where do I
list.
start?
Yeah, exactly.
Put it towards that elk hunt next year.
Hey, honey, if you're listening, if
Yeah.
you haven't tuned out yet,
Yeah.
24 minutes in.
Oh my gosh. 24 minutes in and we haven't even talked about anything.
We haven't. Can you tell? We're used to getting together every week, so now we
Yeah,
got. We
now we
really
gotta
are
catch
catching.
up.
Yeah, we're catching
Oh,
up,
man.
trying to utilize the time.
So turkey season, lessons learned. I think that's what we originally set out to talk about.
yeah,
So tune in for part 2.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So, anyways,
anyhow,
I think we're all updated, right?
Yes,
everybody,
updated.
up to speed with where we're at.
I think Anybody else want to know any other weird, insignificant detail about our lives and
Minute
equipment?
details
Yeah.
about nothing. Yeah. Are we doing turkey lessons?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what else we got to talk about?
No, that's good. That's a good question. We have people that are coming on in the next couple, hopefully, but
Yeah,
can't talk about that without them here.
Yeah. Or till we ask them.
Yeah,
They don't know they're coming on yet, but they are.
we've had
I
some.
mean, when VCP reaches out to you, you don't turn it down.
yeah, you open
Like,
the door.
Yeah.
When VCP comes
Why?
knocking,
Yeah.
you open.
We
the
don't.
door.
We don't just come knocking. We come in, kicking the door down, flashbang grenade. Like it's all or nothing. You don't refuse VCP.
Yeah, yeah. So people
And
definitely
now there goes
people definitely refuse VCP.
yes. Hey. And no, never mind. I won't go down that rabbit hole.
Do it,
Anyhow,
dude. We've
no.
already gone down 25 minutes of rabbit holes. Give
No,
it to me.
let's go turkeys.
Oh, I'm
let's
so
go turkeys.
curious, though.
No,
At least
it
tell me the
wasn't-
topic.
What's that? It really wasn't anything
I'm
significant.
gonna have a hard time letting
so,
that go.
I
I'm gonna have
know.
a hard time letting that go.
So turkey lessons. What were a couple big lessons that you took away from turkey hunting this year,
That's a great question.
other than you were able to do what I couldn't? That is, kill turkey without a guide.
It's not the heart of what I was trying to say. I understand how you interpreted it that way.
The banter in that episode was great.
Yeah, that
You
was
know,
intense.
I laughed
That
at
was-
our
yeah, it
own
was hilarious.
stupidity.
Yeah, that was really funny. I couldn't believe, like, after I texted, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So, I kind of have two different, I mean, obviously they can be applied together, but two different experiences with turkey hunting. One with the bow, just the 2 days, obviously, and one with the shotgun. And really for the bow, I guess like the strategies pretty much was the same for both shotgun and bow.
Mm-hmm.
There was minute details that I figured out with the bow opposed to the shotgun.
Yeah, stop using iron wills because they pass through and don't kill anything for you.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think they're overrated.
for turkeys,
Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah,
Like overkill.
yeah.
It's like using a Magnum.
So
on a prairie
overkill that
dog.
it doesn't kill.
Yeah.
I thought my impression was I was going to quarter out the turkey for me and have no work to do and everything was good. that was the intent. So I don't know if it's fair to say that I mean, if it's not good shot placement, I don't know what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
but
what it
but
really
also
comes down
it's a
to.
very valid point that may not be the most ideal broadhead or mechanical, whatever. I might do a mechanical for turkeys next year for the first 2 days and see if I can get it with that.
There you go.
But I guess the only thing that really stood out to me with the difference between shotgun and bow is something that's pretty minute, and it was but it was a really big deal. Was I was doing a run and gun style outside. I have my kids with me the one morning. It was a strategy thing, which is just you got it. Like for the bow, for me, you got to be behind a tree.
Yeah.
You can't be
Yeah.
in front and think you're gonna be able to draw back.
Yep.
And it's like you're either in a ground blind or you're behind a good sized tree, and you can just kind of pivot around it
Mm-hmm.
to hide yourself. I don't know how close proximity does it.
Years and years of experience.
Yeah,
And
and he still
failure.
gets
Yeah.
he gets smoked a lot,
So
picked off a lot.
yeah.
But-
And he has a lot more time to go out in the field because
yeah, he's going state to state.
yeah.
yeah.
'cause, You know,
But still, I mean,
it's still impressive.
Oh, it's
It's
super
still-
impressive. But he wrestles with these like this is so hard,
Mhm.
so hard, and he's got it dialed too. And so,
I had an idea
Yeah.
for you for next year. I think what you need to do is you need to buy your kids a bunch of turkey costumes and just let them run out in the field as decoys.
they make the same sounds.
yeah, same sounds.
No, what's
I mean-
funny is they're making pretty good sounds with the box call at home. So I'm like, I got bought like a real cheap box call for them to toy around
You
with.
didn't buy one from Hobby Game Calls? Oh,
not for the
man.
kids to run around
Oh.
and throw in the garage when they're done with it. So no, I did not. But no, that would be hilarious. Same height,
Yeah,
same sounds.
especially Ronan
Yeah.
by next year. It's just
Just get him in a full strut,
Yeah.
full strut costume. All right, Ronan, go.
so I should do with my youngest.
Yeah, that's a
I
solid strategy.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
I
could
think
go
we should
wrong.
try it. I think we should. Nobody else has tried it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it would be an internet sensation.
Yeah, that and being on public land and no one thinking our kids are in danger at all for sure.
Yeah, nothing like shooting a
'cause
firearm or
people
bow.
don't get fired up about what is it? What do they call it? Fanning is when they have like an actual thing attached to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody gets
What,
fired
what
up.
people get fired up about that?
Oh yeah,
What?
people think it's really dangerous,
Oh,
especially on public land because you
I
just don't
suppose.
know. Yeah, I mean people have been shot in
Yeah.
turkey hunting quite a bit. So
people also get shot wearing blaze horns. So I don't know.
I'm not sure this is okay. Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna leave that as is. You can
And COVID,
take
COVID
it or
is-
leave it. Take it or
yes,
leave it.
And COVID, it was a real danger.
Yeah.
I don't know. And there we
Back
go.
to the political podcast. Yeah, so again, it was just 2 days, and the main thing was the run and gun style was addictive, and just like you're covering a lot of ground, but you don't have to go super far to be in new ground, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. And it was like you would have, so like with deer hunting on that one long weekend we went on.
That painful weekend.
Yeah. It was like you didn't have the interaction. You didn't have, you're looking for one good opportunity.
Yeah.
Turkey hunting, it's like you can get a
Multiple.
lot of good
Yeah.
opportunities in a day, and you're constantly assessing.
Yeah.
And you have the interaction, which is unlike anything else.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't know if there was any like crazy lessons.
Okay.
Obviously, it's so early
You
on.
didn't have any deep philosophical, life changing, moments.
It was life changing in the sense of like, oh, I'm going to be turkey hunting for the rest of my life, if that counts for something.
There
It
we
wasn't
go.
real philosophical.
Did you count this year as a actual solid year of turkey hunting?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. So this is my
This was my
year
third.
one.
Yeah, my third day of turkey hunting.
The fourth. Yeah, the fourth. I don't even know. I went on like.
We're gonna go like turkey hunting for 20 years and be like, yeah, well, I've been turkey hunting 20 days.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, just get it on the first day every day. Yeah, I got this thing. I got this thing dialed in.
Yeah.
It's been 20 days. 20 days and 20 years. Yeah, I don't know. Like it was a little bit was because I was along for the ride, and I'd say probably the thing that I was learning about that's not super deep and philosophical was really just learning like and gaining confidence in, okay, am I making a turkey sound? Like, is this good enough? And to be able to call the turkeys, having them calling back, and like actually feeling like I'm reading a situation
Yeah.
and it turning out right.
So you felt like you actually kind of learned how to hunt turkeys this year
On a very small scale.
Small scale, not like
Yep.
super
It's not
wild,
like,
but
yeah. It was more like, here's one. So like the turkey was fired up, right? And so I was able to read the fired up and play the fired up turkey scenario. And I know there's a ton of other scenarios where it's like you call the gobble and you just get the quote unquote temperature of the bird, and you're like, oh, I just need to be quiet and just let it sit, right? And so that's the part where I wasn't really doing that part of it. It was like just really making sure the bird was fired up and trying to get it going. So, because there's a ton of nuances with the calling and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I know I have a long ways to go, but just having the confidence that I don't need somebody else to call necessarily.
Yeah.
And whether a bird's fired up or not, I can blow some opportunities. But if I do find a fired up bird, I feel like I can start to play it a little bit, and we'll see how it turns out in the future. But again, it's like year 2 asterisks on year 1. Being able to have that experience was like actually having that crazy level of interaction with the animal, where it's just back and forth, was unlike it.
Yeah, it's
anything
so
I've done yet.
addicting.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else to hunt in the spring, so
Yeah,
it works out
yeah,
perfect.
It's like even like doing the running gun, I was like, oh, I can just bring my kids on this. Like it's not bad. You're in the vehicle a good chunk of the time. You're just trying to strike up a bird, and then you sit down for 20, 30, maybe 40 minutes, depending on what's going on, and then you go.
Yeah.
It's like it's not patience wise, it's not bad at all.
No.
So, I think the other thing, just like any hunting, was just keeping the optimism up, and that's something Aaron and I, when we were out, we were talking about because we hadn't heard any birds in like 3 hours, and we'd been all over the place.
Yep.
And so we just kept the optimism up, and finally, after we were done talking about that conversation, we get out and we hear a bird before we strike, and then we see it and blew that opportunity. But I was like, oh, we got an hour and a half or an hour or so. I was like, well, let's just keep going. And so it ended up turning out, and just having that persistence with it and positive mindset was key, I think.
Positive mindset. What is that?
What's a positive mindset?
Yeah, for hunting. Does that exist? I'm all about the rage and anger over here. I will kill you.
You will die.
Yeah. I feel like Elmer Fudd constantly chasing after Bugs Bunny. That's my hunting mascot.
Hey, speaking of microcosms of we weren't speaking of it, but I'm gonna be speaking of it. Speaking of microcosms of life and hunting, my wife and I were just talking about like house shopping.
Yep.
And literally I started talking about hunting. I was like, to me, like I'm viewing it where like I'm not, and there's a lot of nuances, but I won't get into it.
Oh boy.
But essentially I was like, I'm just looking at this like hunting, where it's like it just takes one good one and you don't know when it's going to show up. And you just have to keep after it, keep open, and not get too frustrated, not get too down. And it's just like anything can happen at any point in time. And so there you go. Crossover in life and hunting.
Crossover, wow.
Yeah.
That's deep.
The real throwback. But yeah, what about you? Did you have anything that was...
Yeah. I think the biggest thing I learned
was a shotgun?
What's that?
What?
Yeah, that too. Well, we'll start there.
I don't want to steal from your success.
I think it actually was a good chance to experience hunting, with a shotgun, and just how much more fun it is. Right now, I think maybe for the next year or two, I'll probably go with the shotgun. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens next year, but it was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. Did you feel like a lot of pressure was lifted with it?
Oh yeah.
I feel like a lot of pressure.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Like you really, I feel like you'd be able to enjoy it way more.
Yeah. I think just it kind of comes back to, I think it really helped me not just for turkey hunting, but just hunting in general right now. I need to just start getting the experience of being able to harvest an animal, kill an animal,
murder
an animal.
Yeah.
And just get that experience and get the food, because that's a big part.
Yeah.
And being okay with that. So yeah, going with the shotgun was good. It's a good lesson.
Yeah.
As far as kind of like tactics, I think the biggest one was realizing the value of having a decoy. Especially when I was out hunting with my daughter, and how we weren't able to get the bird in close enough, which also kind of goes back to the shotgun. I'm totally tweaking the shotgun that I have so that we can extend the range for her.
Yeah.
But I think, had we had a decoy in that situation, we would have called that Tom in way closer, because he was hot.
Yeah, he was like trying to see what was going on.
Yeah, he just couldn't find this bird, so he wasn't.
He's like, something's not adding up.
Yeah, he couldn't find it down the one road, so he went down the other road.
Yeah.
And so I think just really learning like the value of having a good decoy. It will help next year, especially early on in the season. And that's another thing too I've kind of realized over the last couple of years, especially this year, is just how much easier it is hunting like early in April versus May.
Yeah, and I haven't experienced the difference
after pressure has been hit on the birds. They definitely just quiet down. They're way more active and way more vocal in the spring.
Yeah.
Than
early spring.
Yeah, early spring versus the late spring. And so I think next year make a big push to continue getting out in April versus May, especially getting my daughter out this next year. Like, I felt bad that we were going to try to go out a couple more times and weren't able to make it happen. But I think going out next year, we'll go hard in the spring. We'll have decoys. We'll have a better equipment set up. And I think the part of me really enjoyed, not part of me, all of me really enjoyed going out with her. Like that was probably like as much fun as I had turkey hunting and getting my own turkey. Like the one hole, not necessarily regret, but hole that I have was like not getting her one. Being so close. Being so close. But at the same time, I think it was overall really good because I was actually listening to Stick Bow Chronicle. No, the Stick Boys podcast, and they were interviewing Clay Hayes, and they were talking about how to build future generation of hunters. One of the things they talked about was not setting your kids up necessarily for this like instant big success, and they kind of talked about like how some parents take out and the kids shoot like 150-inch deer first year ever. They're like, well, you hit the pinnacle your first year out, and dad did all the work, and how like it actually doesn't help breed that drive to hunt, and how you kind of learn and grow into it. And so in one sense, like it's been kind of, I think, good going with my daughter, in that we haven't had this instant success, and that she's still wanting to do it, and just getting closer and closer. Hopefully next year we can accumulate in actually getting a bird, and being so close this year, and having a lot of fun. So, but it was kind of a bummer, like we weren't able to actually get as much time out there, and so really wanted to go more with her, and just excited for the next however many years, starting to take the kids out. And do that. I think that's what I'm really looking forward to with turkey hunting, is getting out with the kids. That was a big part this year.
Well, I think the thing that, because I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old that I'm taking out. Obviously, they'll be a year older next year. But the part I'm trying to balance is that you're transitioning them from a life of type 1 fun to type 2 fun. And I think there's a balance to be had there, because like I'm bringing out my boys, and it's like, okay, and this is where it's a really big deal for me to get into different types of hunting, because deer hunting is type 2 fun. Deer hunt, like when you're archery hunting.
Wait. Deer hunting and fun.
Yeah, well,
that actually exist?
Here's the point. Here's something while you were talking I was thinking about as well. I'm gonna bunny trail for a second. Like Seth talks about a lot, it's supposed to be fun. If it's not fun, and it can be, and type 2 fun's okay, meaning in the moment it's not fun, and when you look back, it's like, wow,
collectively, it's fun.
You're like, oh, that was awesome. All the suffering, like it was like worth it. Definitely made it better,
especially when you shoot big deer.
Yeah.
You shoot deer that aren't even as big, and you get disappointed, and you're like, oh, why did I shoot that?
Yeah.
Wish I had that problem.
It shows where everybody's on their journey, right? But that's the so that's the main thing. One thing is like you want them to have fun and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But also because it is microcosm of actual life, where it's like you make sacrifices in areas to be able to reap the benefits, and they are more rewarding when you do that, opposed to going out first time, 150-inch deer, been coming to the feeder every night at this time, and then just and nothing. I mean, to each their own with that stuff.
Yeah, if you feel like,
but I want to set them
for failure.
Well, I just want them to have to earn it in part as well, right?
Yep.
And so, and obviously, the younger the kids are, the more type 1 fun they want to have, which is that instant like, oh, we're drinking hot chocolate, we're having candy out there, we're giggling, we're taking naps, whatever. And then also the idea of like, well, I'm not carrying you all the way out there. Like you're walking. Dad's hands are full, and even if they weren't, I would say they are, right? Be holding a water bottle, like, sorry, I wish I could. But what was really cool is that they had some suffering out there and some things they didn't like. On the way back, a little pouting here and there a little bit. And next day it's like, can I go out hunting with you again? And it's like, that's what I'm hoping to help them see and understand. And it's like, I get excited about stuff, obviously. And I realize like I can be a little bit overexcited compared to what they're seeing it as. Yep. And I want them to have their own experience, if that makes sense. Hello, birds.
We have the birds fighting.
Are they? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think like for me, that's what I'm trying to balance is that type 2, trying to transition them into understanding that type 2 fun is more rewarding ultimately.
Yeah.
And it does take more sacrifice on the front end. But it's just, again, that's why I'm kind of switching or going more into different types of hunting so that they can get involved with
More
something that is more
experiences.
gratifying in the short term
Yeah.
overall. But you're still out in the cold. You're still up early in the morning.
Yep.
And you can still have hot chocolate. You can still, talk.
You can't
So-
really do that deer hunting.
No, and they did come. They both came out, in January, hunting and sat with me, for an hour and a half, 2 hours, which is pretty impressive.
Nice.
And they did a pretty good job.
Nice.
But especially Micah had a bit of a meltdown, and he ended up staying 45 minutes longer and was fine. So I was like, "Good job, buddy." So, yeah. So that's kind of the transition with them that I'm trying to make, and part of that is switching the kind of hunting I'm doing as well and obviously I'm enjoying it as well, but trying to make it, and even for my wife, like trying to make it something that they can reap the benefits without it being a month-long journey.
Yeah.
Like archery hunting or, X amount of months long journey. So,
Yeah.
that's kind of how I'm trying to, like you're saying, have them earn it a little bit too, and not just be like hey, we go out and smoke a turkey the first day, which would be bittersweet in a lot of ways. You want them to experience it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's just something I think too about getting especially as city dwellers as we are, unfortunately, which pains me to say.
Oh,
that.
that's so cringy.
It's so cringy,
I don't
but
like
we
it.
are, unfortunately.
I don't know if I can accept that actually.
Well, you live in Superior in the city. I live in Cloquet in the city for now. A couple more weeks. But just getting the kids out into the woods goes a long way. In fact, actually, I think just it's one of the things that I really saw the last couple of weeks at my new job working with delinquent youth, and these kids got behavior issues. Like teenage kids having the same issues my 4 and 5 year olds have at home, but I saw how much better behaved and just how much more alive and just calm they were when we took the group of kids and we went on a hike in the woods, and just they were playing in the streams, chasing after frogs, just these kids that grew up in inner city, running with gangs, like that all dissipated, and they just were just teenage boys.
Yeah.
And just you could see the mental shift in that, and I know as a kid running around through the woods, there's just something about being outside in the woods.
Dude, you could talk about those kids and your kids. I still get like that. My body literally
I love being in the woods.
Yeah, I find myself, and this is, again, it's the great balance, but I'm like, okay, I need to wake up at 4 a.m. because I have to get in the woods.
Yeah.
Just because it clears my mind, and it gets this I don't know what it is, but it's almost like a weight lifted when it's okay.
Yeah, and so I think just getting the kids out there, exploring, having fun, it goes a long ways. So I think it's super valuable, and so I'm definitely excited for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
And
Well, what's been
more.
cool with that too is that when I bring my kids out, it's been stretching me. In the sense of I want to know what I'm talking about, and I want to be able to teach them about stuff out in the woods. And
Dude, you just own it, whatever it is, even if it's not right, even if you don't know, just gotta own it. They don't know.
I just want you to know, Dad's never wrong. Okay, they're gonna grow up.
That's the sound of a deer.
Yeah. Well, I grew up thinking, there is the old myth of, the pellets of a deer is a doe, and a hard, bigger clump of it is a buck. And so I'm just going to teach my kids things like that aren't actually true at all. So that was so no, it's been cool because if I don't know, I'll just say I don't know, but trying to get them engaged with the small things, and that helps me get engaged with the small things and not so just laser focused on what we're out there for in some sense. So yeah. They've been enjoying it. It's been, I want them to have about 90% fun and about 10% suck. Just really, because I'll walk. So
that's like the inverse of my hunting. 90% suck, 10% fun.
Yeah, but
I keep coming back.
But that's what it is. I think that's what it is for whitetail. I totally agree. That's what it is for me too.
Yeah.
And the 10% is that much better. But when all the fun is just compact into that 10%.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's trying to make that transition where it's like, oh, I know we're walking farther than they're going to want to walk back, but it's going to be all right. So
Just gotta bring snacks
snacks are key.
for me too. I think that's what we really lacked was having good quality
Dude,
snacks. in our hunt.
I'm so
I didn't have
bad.
any hot chocolate.
Did you
I think
not
that's
have
really
hot chocolate?
You know, you didn't bring any hot chocolate on a hunting trip.
Oh my gosh! Did you think I was a guide? Is that what was happening?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how
I've
I
seen
operate.
deer here. Remember, I was like,
Yeah,
I've seen deer
deer
here.
deer here. Oh, I saw a lot of deer here. I'm like, where? What deer?
Yeah.
Didn't see
Would it
any
have been
deer.
better if I just said, I've never seen any deer out here?
I don't know, maybe it might have been.
Manage your expectations. Help you manage your expectations a little.
Set it low versus like, oh yeah, I've seen all these deer. I was way up here at expectations, and in reality, we're
Yeah,
like,
in the summertime, I've seen deer out here eating when the vegetation's actually eatable. Edible.
yeah, eatable.
Yeah,
There we
eatable.
go.
There you go.
There's the
That's-
superiorism coming out.
Dude.
Oh, man.
So, yeah. I don't know. 90, that's, again, trying to make that
the
transition.
90-10 rule.
As of now,
As of
and
now.
each year I'm going to
Just
do a 5 to 10% more suck and a little less fun.
And then make it one year just total suck.
Yeah.
See if they're test them. See if they're really
Truth is-
genuine about it.
Yeah. Truth is, though, that's what they did for deer hunting. Is it was about, I would say, probably 97% because we didn't see anything when
Yeah.
it came out. So it was like all suck.
But they're in the woods.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. Freezing their butts off. They were in there. So yeah, man.
that was good.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to turkey hunting next year.
Yeah,
So-
and the year after, and the year after, and
Just look
Forevermore.
turkey hunting's just fun.
yeah,
I think it's just fun.
it's a nice break.
It is.
Yeah.
From the seriousness. It's like that pickup football game with your buddies.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, just running around.
Yeah, just run around and
It's like 50% fun and 50% suck instead of
Yeah.
10% fun. Yeah, man. Well, cool.
oh.
That probably wraps up our
semi-focused.
semi-focused
Talking
turkey reflection.
Yes.
And no, I would say there's not a lot of profound nuggets in that, but hey, to each their own.
Yes.
If you aren't turkey hunting and you're only whitetail hunting, you should consider turkey hunting,
Yeah.
and it's a great time to scout while you're out there. And
That is
just
true.
observe.
That is true.
Yeah.
Especially when you have turkeys in the area you deer hunt.
Yeah,
It's
and when the
amazing.
greenery's not up yet, like it's just all
Yes.
brown and down, you can see everywhere.
Yes.
That was huge for me checking like this river bottom this season. I was like, oh, I can see everything. So anyway, cool.
Anyhow, cool.
All right.
Well, till next time, hope you folks are staying safe. And, yeah.
Peace out.